So this watch is £12 and this watch is £800. How different can they actually be? Let's find out. I went onto Amazon to see how cheap I could get a smartwatch, and this is what I found. And although the watch says it's $19.99, I got it for $12.99. It jumped up in price the next day. So I eagerly awaited my watch, which took a whole day thanks to Amazon Prime. It's inevitable you're not going to get the same quality and design from this watch than the Apple Watch, but to be honest, opening the box, I was quite surprised. The presentation really isn't that bad, and to be honest, I'm okay with it. The watch itself is quite light. It does feel a little bit plasticky, although it's supposed to be steel, but it does feel very plasticky. And the crown is definitely a little bit uglier than the Apple Watch, but really, you can't really complain for the price. And I thought all the bezels in the watch were going to be a little bit more sharp, but to be honest, they're actually okay. You get the basics with the watch, so you get your instruction manual, you get a charger, and it also comes with an app. This can be downloaded on both Apple and Android, and it has a lot of information from the watch. It even has fitness programs and meditation training that you can partake in, which would definitely be a premium with Apple. So I know what you're thinking, how can this £12 watch really compete with the £800 Apple Watch? So I put it to the test for a day. I took it for a cycle and a walk, just to see how well it will perform. I also wanted to see if there was any difference in the calories burned or your heart rate, as well as any discrepancies in the GPS. The first thing I noticed when I started the activity was that it doesn't have a lock button, so you could end up, disregarding your activity without realising. A good thing to note is that I had no issues with the distance on the watches. Both were the same. As for the active calories, the £12 watch was around 20% on average higher than the Apple Watch, which is something you definitely want to take into consideration if you're trying to watch your calories accurately. Now, the overall aesthetics of this watch is actually pretty good. The band is sleek and comfortable, and I didn't find myself having to tighten the strap or loosen it throughout the day, which I do actually have to do with my Apple Watch. The display is very crisp and it's very easy to navigate, so if you're new to smartwatches, this watch will be absolutely fine for you. So let's take a look at the home screen. Now, there's a lot of information here, which is quite good for £12. However, we've got your steps, the day and time, you've got the day of the week, the battery, which is indicated by these little dots here. You've also got the distance that you've travelled, you've got the weather, your heart rate, and you've also got your calories. Now, these are active calories, which is very handy for if you're trying to lose weight. And if we swipe to the right, you've got your activity rings. Now, these rings are based on your steps, your calories that you've burnt, and the minutes of exercise that you've done in the day. Now, if we swipe to the right again, you can see your sleep time, the time in bed, and the time you woke up. Now, if you actually go down, you can also see your REM sleep, so it'll track you in each different stage of your sleep as well, which is quite good for £12. Now, we've also got your heart rate if you swipe to the right again, your minimum and maximum heart rate in the day. And then we've also got blood pressure. Now, I think you have to go into the app on Apple Health to find that for the Apple Watch. So it's quite surprising to see this on the watch itself. And then you've got more that you can add after that. Now, if we swipe to the left, you can see all of your little apps that are on the watch. Now, you can add to them as well, and you can change them to the honeycomb view as well as, what the Apple has. So you've got everything that you need on the watch if you're just looking for a basic smartwatch to track your activities and your steps. This watch has got everything that you will need. And the number one thing that I was most impressed with was the battery life. It basically only dropped 10% throughout the whole day, whereas my Apple Watch was already on 50%. Come on, Apple. So let's summarise. The watch has accurate GPS, amazing battery life, it's very user-friendly, it's compatible with Android and Apple, it's very light and comfortable, and it's $12.99. What more could you ask for? And starting off with the bad points, overall it feels quite plasticky. It overestimates your calories To view the time, you have to activate the display. Can't lock the watch on the activities. And the longevity of the watch is unknown since I only tested it for a day or so. So overall, I genuinely can't believe that this watch is £12. If you're wanting a smartwatch just to do the basics and not to do an Ironman, this will be absolutely fine. It's fantastic the amount of stuff it has on it. I really couldn't complain other than the calories. So if you don't mind about the calories being slightly off, this watch will do you just fine. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you found this useful. If you have, let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!